Alright, so in today's video, I wanted to do a settings video for the new season, but I also want to go over a ton of things because a lot of changes that have made your classes are probably going to change. There's going to be different stuff with different attachments. I want to go over all this because like mid-season, last season, we got the extended barrel buff. Then this season, we got the compensator buff. So I want to go over everything with you guys and tell you where I'm currently at for what I think that you should use for settings and as well as attachments. So if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, be sure to comment, and be sure to subscribe. But let's get into it. Also, real quick before we get into the video, I just want to say make sure you stop by my stream on Royal Penguin XX. I stream around 8 to 8:30 EST. I've been streaming a lot more. If you want to stop by, I have a link down below. Make sure you guys should drop a follow. About 8:30 EST every other day I'll be streaming, so make sure you stop by. But let's get into the video. Alright, so now when it comes to settings, real quick, I'm going to fly through the easy ones, like the general stuff. This is my stuff. This does not really matter. Drone after prep, I would say put on manual. This will pretty much allow it. So that way when the drone phase ends, you are still in your drone, which I think is good. Then you have HUD. This is all preference, doesn't matter. Audio. I play on 60. I normally I'll play on 75, but I had it lowered for a video that I was doing. But 60 to 75 is what I like to play on. I like to play on night mode. Some people like hi-fi. I just use night mode. Then display, 90 FOV. I've gone over FOV a ton of times. Personally, I think the best is 80 and 90. I enjoy 90 because I play an inch in front of my monitor. So with the 90 field of view, I can see the most and I get the least amount of recoil because the higher FOV you play on, the lower amount of recoil. However, you're going to see a difference. Like if you play on a TV screen or you play like 5 feet away from your screen, I would not play on 90. I'd probably play on like 80, 84, because you know on 90 you're not going to be able to see certain things that you want to see. But I play literally like this close to my monitor to where you get a hair cam half the time, so that's why I play on 90. I enjoy it. Brightness, I play on 75 like a weirdo. Personally, me, I enjoy being able to see people. Some of y'all like to use 50 brightness, like you're playing with night vision goggles for some reason. I don't know why, but I enjoy 75. I know you could say it's too bright or you get flashed, but I love it. Personally, I love it. Now, when it comes to controls, this is the important part. Vibration, I have it enabled because personally, me, I'm a weird person. I can't play without vibration. Like literally, I cannot play without it. I need it. Aim assist obviously disabled. But now this is my sensitivity. Okay, classic rotation, obviously. Now I've lowered my horizontal for the first time in years for the past month, from 75 to 60. I enjoy it. It's a nice, it's just a slower down version. After using a bunch of different people's sensitivities, I've come to make an adjustment. The only thing that I changed was my horizontal from 75 to 60. I think this is a perfect sense for me. It's still very fast where I can look around, but it's not too fast. 35 vertical stays the same. 5 and 5 dead zone. ADS is exactly the same. I'm always in the 40 to 42, 44, 40. It's normally 42, 44, 46, 48. I just don't use these other ones, so I don't really care. But that's what I use my ADS. Also, real quick, I was editing this video and I almost forgot to include this. I promised you guys that I would include this. This is my controller that I use. I use an Elite Controller Series 2. So my button layout on this, real quick, is I lean with my top left and right paddles. I vault my bottom left. And I crouch my bottom right. Okay? Wait, no. I crouch my bottom left and I vault my bottom right. So I use the raised analog sticks. And the only settings that I actually use on this controller is the aggressive right analog stick. Everything else is default. I use the aggressive right analog stick after I think it was a Lunley video. I tried it out and I really liked it. It just felt smooth, but that's what I use. You also don't need this controller to do good, but that's just what I enjoy. Now, also, they did not come out with the hip leaning yet. I'm waiting to hear an announcement on that. I would imagine that once they come out with button mapping, that's when that will come out. But I just wanted to quickly cut in between this and put this in here because I almost forgot and I promised you guys I would do it. So once again, Elite Controller Series 2. Here it is. Now when it comes to aim, hold, advanced controller options, I have these turned off. Listen, if you give these a chance, you might like them. I never gave these a chance because I don't care enough. I'm happy with my sensitivity right now. And I'm sure that these are essentially good. Like some of these are really good. Like the outer threshold and the look acceleration. I think those are good things to have in your sensitivity. But you see, me, that would require me to go and practice on this and warm up on it, and I have to go through a phase of like not being the best on it and then kind of grinding up for it. And personally, me, I'm happy with exactly where I am, so therefore I don't care about these. However, you will see me use these people's sensitivities. Like when I go and I use Jinxie's, I use this. When I used Hitman's, I mean, not Hitman's, Lonely's, I use this. I'm going to be doing a video on Robbie's Sens on this. Maybe in the future, I might change to this once I give this more of a try. But I just never gave it a try because I just didn't care enough. Because it just made my Sens feel faster. And it's like, I don't need this. Like I said, once again, I think this could be very good. It's not bad to use this. But it's going to take time to adjust to it. And if you don't want to put that time in to adjust to it, then don't use it. But I think you should eventually give it a try. I think I'm going to give it more of a try, especially when I do more sensitivity videos. I plan to do a video where I use every single champion's advanced controller options. And maybe I'll switch to mine. If I find one of them I like, I'll try out one of theirs and I'll keep it. But we're going to see on that, okay? Now, when it comes to accessibility, this is all optional as well. You know, if you want whatever color you want or the opacity, I like 100. But this is what I use. And make sure you have screen shake intensity off. You do not want any screen shake on. It will screw you over. Don't use screen shake. It's terrible. Now, when it comes to attachments, what to use? So as you know, the compensators got a buff from 15% reduction to 35% reduction for horizontal. The extended barrel recently got a buff like halfway through the season where it increases damage. Okay. And obviously the flash hider is still very good for vertical recoil control on a gun like an F2. But which should you use and what do I use? Let me explain. Alright, I turned off the volume just off the sheer fact that I cannot stand when I'm talking and I hear the stupid guy in the gun range start saying random things. It just throws me off as I'm trying to think. So I muted all the volume for now. But let me explain to you what I would recommend using. Okay, now I have compensator on the R4C because I was just trying it out. But on a gun like the R4C, personally, I'm still going to take a compensator just so I have the least amount of recoil. Like, it's really up to you, but the R4C, I'm going to take a compensator. However, most guns that have an extended barrel, I'm going to use an extended barrel on. Because you want to increase the damage. Like, if I can have increased damage, like, I just gotta pull down more. I'm gonna take an extended barrel where I can just pull down more, but have more damage. So I'd recommend using the extended barrel on just about anything you can. Just make sure you can control the gun. So, okay, so on attackers like, for example, Nomad, she doesn't have extended barrel, so therefore I would use a compensator. So the way I see it, anybody that has an extended barrel, you use. Okay, so somebody like IQ, I use an extended barrel on it over the compensator. Because I'd rather have more damage than have less recoil. Because I feel like I've mastered the recoil control for most guns. However, I have compensator on the R4C. That's just because I don't use the R4C. I don't care. If I play Ash, I'm taking a G36C. And normally I would have an extended barrel on. But I was just, you know, I haven't changed the stuff on it. This is my main account. I haven't changed the stuff on it yet. But I would use an extended barrel because it has more damage. And I can control the recoil. Now, when it comes to defense, it's the same exact thing. I'm going to use an extended barrel on just about anybody that I can. For example, as you see with my extended barrel. If you cannot control the recoil, use a compensator. If you want, but for example, on Solus, he has extended barrel too. However, I'm going to use a compensator on a P90 because there's 50 bullets in this gun, and I like to pre-fire. So I want to have the most amount of recoil control because I'm going to be spraying for a while. So therefore, I'm going to use a compensator. But I would say 90% of the time, if you have an extended barrel, use it. Why not? Just literally go and warm up with the recoil control. Like, go and warm up with the recoil control. Like, I'd even come close to be using an extended barrel. I might switch to it. But as of right now, I enjoy having the least amount of recoil. So the way I see it, if you want the least amount of recoil, use a compensator on about 95% of your guns. Twitch is an exception. She has all vertical recoil control. Okay, I've seen a conversation where people are saying some guns don't have horizontal recoil control, so why not just use a flash hider? I see it as use a compensator on just about every gun because if all you have to do is pull down, that is so easy. Vertical recoil control is so much easier than trying to compensate for horizontal recoil control. So use a compensator and use extended barrel on whatever you can. Okay, those are the two you're going to want to use. Now, when it comes to my best operators, let me explain, okay? Who do I think you should be using on attack, or who do I use? That's a better example, okay? Top 3 attackers and top 3 defenders very quickly. People you will see me use a lot this season is going to be Zero. They just buffed him. He's a very good operator. Quick rundown of why Zero is amazing. 1.5 times scope on attack, has a Gon 6 clear utility, has 4 cameras that could be used for flank watch or to destroy utility like a bandit or a mute. And then on top of that has a hard breach device that I can open up the wall with myself. He's a very good flex player. He fills in all the roles. He's a 3-speed, and they just buffed his cameras to where they don't make noise when you shoot them. Okay? Now, Secondly, Nomad. I enjoy playing Nomad. She has a 1.5 times on attack, and she's very good for flank watch. I hate having to deal with people who flank, therefore I'm going to play Nomad. Number 3, I would put at IQ, just because of the sheer fact of I enjoy the Commando. I like the 1.5 times with an extended barrel on the Commando, and then on top of that, she's just a very good operator who can detect people like Solis or other people. That's not the top 3 best operators that you should be using. These are the top 3 operators that you will see me on. Yana is also up there too. I probably would also use. I like Yana a lot as well. Maybe even Yana over IQ. I've been playing a lot more Yana recently because Yana has a G36C with grenades at 1.5 times. I don't know why I don't have extended barrel on. Has extended barrel and has her clones that are very good. So I probably put Yana over IQ for my top 3. Those are my top 3 attackers that you will see me using. Okay, does not mean that they're better than Ace or they're better than Sledge. Like, obviously, like that. This is not the video meant for that. I just want to give you my top 3 attackers that I will be using. Next, on defense, my top 3 attackers on defense that you will see me use is going to be Oryx, Solis, and Oryx, Solis, and Warden. Now, the reasoning why, or Haruni, it's hard. Between Haruni and Warden are my 2. Like for example, if I feel I need to help the team out more, and people are not bringing stuff to help the team out, I'm going to take Haruni because Haruni is much better pick than Warden. But my top 2 right now is number 1, Oryx, number 2, Solis. Now, I take number 1 at Oryx because he's a T5, which is a very good gun. He's a 1.5 times. He has a bailiff. He has barbed wire, and he can run on the map and frag out. Like, if I want to frag out, I'm going to take Oryx. Number 2 is going to be Solis. Solis is a very good operator that I can play very aggressive on and see drones, see where people are, and get a lot of intel. She's used a lot in Pro League if you guys have been watching it. And a P90 is very good. SMG11 is really good. Now, the number 3 spot is stuck between Haruni and Warden. Both in common, they have a 1.5 times. I'm a bias. I need a gun. I don't need a gun because I use Solis. I enjoy using guns with a 1.5 times. I feel a confidence boost. It makes me play better. So therefore, I play Warden or Haruni. Another top mention would be Capcan. Capcan is really good as well if you want a 1.5 times and a good kit. However, Warden is very good for smokes, flash, which is the meta a lot right now. Smoke flash is a huge meta in champion elo. And then Haruni is very good because she has a DMR with a 1.5 times and great utility to stop people. So those are my top 3 that I'll be using. Those are not the best operators in the game. Those are just the people that I'm going to be using this season the most. I will use anybody. Like, if we need a Valk, if we need an Ace, if we need whatever, I can fulfill any role that I would like. However, if I'm going to pick an operator, those are the top 3 operators that I'm going to look for first, just off the sheer fact of I want to frag out as well as to help the team. Okay? But that is the best settings, the best attachments, and the best operators that I will be using this season. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys understand more about everything. But I will see y'all. Have an amazing day. Much love. Peace.